There are feasts throughout the year that include a blessing. I'm sorry. We bless food, of course, at Easter, and our family can get involved in preparing the basket. As a family, we can attend the blessing of the food. As a child, again, my family, the entire family, went to the food blessing. And we went to the Pleshchenitsa together. Now, growing up in Chicago, in the cathedral, in a time when there were lots and lots of people, baskets were blessed every half hour from like 10 o'clock in the morning to like 8 o'clock at night. And you had to be there as the blessing before the one you wanted to bless your basket at. You had to be there like when the one before was starting, so that you could stand behind the people that were there and you could put your thing there when they were leaving, or you would have to wait till the next one. So we were there, usually we went in the evening or late afternoon, because sometimes my brothers had to work, sometimes my father had to work, or whatever, and it had to be the whole family. We would be dressed up just like Easter, and off we would go. And then right after the blessing, the whole family went upstairs, went to the Pleshchenitsa, sat in the pew for a while. It was a good couple of hours that we were there, and it was part of the Easter celebration. We were all ready, we visited Christ, we did the blessing, and then when we would come home, like sometimes I would say, okay, we say Christos let's eat. And Mom would say, absolutely not. Not till tomorrow. You try, you know. It was all part of it. It all made the feast. Maybe as a child I didn't totally understand what was going on, but it was all part, and you never asked why, because this is what the family did, and this is how we celebrated. In August, we blessed fruit, and then on the Feast of Transfiguration, and then later, flowers on the Feast of the Dormition. My brother's birthday was on the Feast of the Dormition, and I always thought it was really cool that people would bring flowers to church when I was little for Mom's birthday. I didn't know any different, but I thought it was pretty cool. Children can be involved in getting ready for the blessings. They can wash fruit. They can pick flowers or herbs and get them ready for the blessings. As you work together, talk to your children or grandchildren or just the children in your home. Talk to them about the feast. Talk to them about the blessing of the harvest, the beauty of God's creation, why we take care of the gifts of nature that God has entrusted to our care. You may dry the blessed flowers and the herbs also, and use them throughout the year. At different times, put them out, put them near your icons, put them there for birthdays, for other times that you're celebrating as a family, and have the blessing there. Let the children know that you don't just bless something and put it in a corner and let it kind of lay there until next year. Bring it out and use it. Bring the blessing to the family. In January, we bless water on the Feast of Jordan, and our homes are blessed. Parents and children, even older and younger siblings, can make an ice cross. Could be made out of ice cubes, out of the tray, that you have in the freezer. The story, as you make the cross with your children, or as they are doing it themselves, pass on the story of how our people used to bless water in the river. They would have to carve out the ice in order to get to the water, and often carved an ice cross as they carved it out so that they could get to the water. That's where the ice cross comes from, that tradition. As we share the story of the baptism of Jesus during all of this, it's a good time to talk about our own baptism. Who was present at our baptism? What does it mean to be a baptized Catholic Christian? Why was the name chosen that was chosen at your baptism? And so forth. Share the stories of the family at that time. Why it's an important thing. Why we are, how at baptism we became part of the family of the church and our family grew. Today, the cross in church, a perfect time to talk about the cross, or on the Feast of the Exaltation. If you have children, I have a few things there. It's like a little, I did a children's icon corner, because an icon corner can also be done with your children. And I have a cross there, but it's not decorated or anything. A good time during Lent, especially, to decorate a cross with your children. Maybe slowly, throughout the weeks, do a little piece each week, depending on the gospel, depending on what's going on. Today, put flowers with it. But always remember during Lent also that we are walking to the resurrection. And so my cross there is in a little wreath of plastic eggs. Children love doing things with plastic eggs. And a wreath is very simple. Decorated with posihuelos, of course, because it is a Lenten time, but also butterflies and flowers and other things that remind us of what we are moving to. Just as today's feast reminds us that we are moving toward the resurrection, it doesn't stop at the death. The feasts of the liturgical year are times when families can plan activities together. So be creative. Create customs. Share things with your family. Remember, children and all of us learn better by doing than by just someone talking at us. Children love to color and to draw. Line drawings can be found on the internet and shared with your children. Illustrations help them visualize the Bible stories you may be sharing with them, or the customs being discussed. As they get older, allow them to draw their own things. Place them on your refrigerator for the festive time, or create a special frame that you could change things, take them out and put new things in, so that they can be displayed prominently, even in your icon corner, because it is a sacred thing that you are sharing with your children and doing with your children.